everyone.
Hello and welcome to another scintillating edition of Friday at 4:20. My name is Mike Nabuurs. I'll be your host for the next 40 minutes as we have a little bit of fun here on a Friday live on Facebook. Please, before you do anything else, if you're watching us live on Facebook right now and it's Friday afternoon and it's 4:20, where else would you be? Start sharing that thing. Just jam it. Share it. See? Yes, with the big proctology finger. Share that thing. And if you want, you can always watch previous episodes of Friday at 4:20 by going to any streaming service and searching Friday at 4:20. And now, before we get to our special guest, let's introduce our panel. As usual, I always like to introduce him first because he's my life coach, my mentor, and former roommate of mine, Patrick Coppolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are
I
you?
like how you keep adding things to all the things I'm actually not in your life.
Well, let's just see where it goes, man. Let's just see how far I can take this charade.
You're like father of my children.
How are you, Patrick? You're good. I know you're excited
good.
because Levity. We had people in the doors of Levity again.
Yes, yeah, we had our first show back last week with Manolis' birthday, so it was awesome.
What a perfect way to kick it off, right?
Oh yeah, it was sold out, and we released tickets because it was the show was on a Wednesday. We released tickets on the Friday before, and by the end of Saturday, the tickets were gone. Every seat was gone. So
a great night, and we'll get a little bit into that coming up. But I just wanted to reiterate because I've seen some stuff on social media. So what, about 3-4 weeks for you guys to make the repairs to Levity before you can open again after the party?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
still physically recovering from that party.
This was trashed.
Yeah, so we got a lot of work to do. Unfortunately, we're going to be closed for another 3 months, I think.
We never should have held Manolis' birthday party.
Yeah, no, we're back every Wednesday.
Well, it wouldn't be fair to
and then we're starting weekends soon.
Oh, every Wednesday and starting weekends soon. All right, we'll make sure we detail that before we get out of here today. Since we've been talking about it, we might as well bring him on board here. Everybody, come on! It's Manolis Zontanos, another year older, another year. I was going to say smarter, but now that wouldn't be right. No.
Yeah. I just been getting dumber and dumber every year. It started from birth, but
you're like that. What was that movie with Brad Pitt where he was going backwards? Benjamin Button.
That's me. That's how he started. My brain started from the beginning.
Yeah, the intelligent version of, or the unintelligent version of Benjamin Button, man.
My mom, the doctor gave me to my mom. It's like, this is the smartest he'll ever be.
Yeah,
don't drop him.
Worse.
Mike, I might as well just get this out of the way. I almost died 2 days ago.
You know what? Let's start strong, Manoli. What happened, buddy? What happened? Because you just celebrated your birthday last week.
I know, and then I almost died. I got stung by a wasp or a hornet.
No.
In my backyard, I guess it was maybe, I don't know, it was Sunday, and I'm like this. It's this arm. And then I took a couple Benadryl. And then I felt the hives coming, and then all of a sudden I was just trying to ride it out. I know I'm allergic to them, and I didn't know how bad it was gonna get. And then all of a sudden I could feel my throat starting to slowly close.
Oh, dude.
And I'm like,
man.
And I'm by myself, right? And I'm like, no way. I'm gonna fucking die.
You're like, this is how it ends.
This is how I die. You know, and all I did is I tried to go outside and tan. I was like, I think I'll get some rays. It's nice Sunday afternoon. Get in my car, drive to the hospital down the road from my house. Went in, and they're like, can't try to give me a number. I'm like, listen, lady, I'm just trying to let you know.
My throat's closing up on me.
Yeah, my throat's closing. And they're like, oh, and I'm in the hospital before you know it. This doctor's dealing with me, gives me an EpiPen shot. Everything, they totally fixed me. It was amazing. But she's like, "Wow, do you know you're allergic?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "And why don't you have an EpiPen?" I go, "Because I'm an idiot." And she's like, "Okay," and just walked away. So, those doctors and nurses from that hospital, you know, the one down the street from it's like King and
Well, it's helpful that you're pointing anyway to it.
We're gonna look over there.
King and
oh yeah, that one. Right.
Have you been to that one? Have you been to that one over
What
there?
part of that one? Don't go to that one.
By the cop shop. You guys are jerks. I almost died, by the way.
Is it it's the St. Joe's,
by the cop shop down the street from my house.
Yeah. I think
That
it's
one.
St. Joe's something. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they saved my life. Thank you.
Well, you know what? We are so glad that they saved your life, just for no other reason than so that you could tell that story. Thank you, Manoli. Great to have you along as usual. And now we got to introduce our special guest. First time on the show. We are so pleased to have him with us. Please, everybody, say hello to Kevin Christopher. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, as you can tell, I mean, Patrick's still cleaning up Levity's party remnants, and Manolis almost died, but I'm good.
All right. That's good. I heard about that party, man. I heard you guys blew it up, man. Like, it was crazy. It was like wall to wall. That's good, man. Especially since we've been in a pandemic and everybody's been closed and people just want to get out now. I feel like after this pandemic, after this past 2 years, it's going to be the era of orgies. I'm telling you, the orgies are going to be the big thing because people just want to get back together and stuff like that. Like, I was on the bus the other day and someone sat next to me and I was just like, ooh. I was kind of like, I rubbed their arm and stuff. They rubbed back. It was just a good feeling,
Kevin is starting something here. # orgies everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I like that.
It's great. It's good.
That's a cool idea. Kevin, tell us, give us a little background. I know you said you started stand-up comedy before there was social media.
That's right.
And then you've been in and out of that. I know that you and Manoli just worked on a little bit of a movie together. So talk to me a little bit about what you've been doing lately.
Lately, I've been just, doing pandemic projects. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the pandemic, before the pandemic, I was DJing at a strip club, actually. And I was just, hanging out there, doing my thing, making some money, making some ends meet. And then the pandemic hit. And I was just like, I don't know what it was. I was constantly playing chess on my phone. I was playing chess all the time and stuff. And then I started writing a script. I always write scripts. So I wrote a script about a stripper who goes and she takes over the club and she becomes a manager and this and that. And she, mind fucks everybody in the business. And then I was like, what if she was a chess savant? And I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I made her a chess savant. And so I made all her moves, chess strategies. And then I wrote a scene where she's in the VIP room and she's like looking at her dancing as stripping and stuff like pawn to A6. I take my bra off, queen to B4, I take my panties off. You know what I mean? It's like, everything's like a metaphor in that type of way. So anyway, I released a book and it's out there now. It's an ebook. I haven't released it because I didn't graduate from college or high school, so I didn't know if there's any spelling mistakes really, but it's an ebook, and when somebody reads it and goes, hey, there's a error on page 22, then I just go in, I make the correction, and I'll be like, okay, I re-released it.
Nice. You get everybody to be your editor.
You're a genius.
What Kevin Christopher, what's the name of the book?
The Queen's Way, because it's based on the House of Lancaster, which was on the Queen's Way, right? And so I called the book The Queen's Way because I can't call it the House of Lancaster, but it's based on the Queen's Way and a special event that used to happen at that club. Cardi B came out, Snoop Dogg. They had this event called Magic Mondays, and it was just huge. One of the guys from Dragon's Den. One of the guys from Dragon's Den came out. One of the judges, he came out. His son was there, and he goes, "Dad, come out!" And so the place is packed. He comes in, he cuts through the line, he gets in there. And the guy in the booth next to him, the guy from Dragon's Den, he orders a beer. And then the guy in the booth next to him goes, this guy's just ordering a beer? He's from Dragon's Den? And the guy from Dragon's Den goes, you know what? Give me your most expensive bottle and give one to them too. And one to these guys too. And he just drops the black card on them, just like that. And then everyone's like, oh! Yeah, he just goes boom like that. He just bought everybody Ace of Spades bottles. It was crazy. It was a crazy night, man. But
I thought he was about to go into like a lesson, like, how do you think I stay rich?
Like,
right?
Conserve
you
your
buy
money.
one bottle of beer, yeah.
He would have got thrown out like Jazz from Fresh Prince.
That guy just bruised his ego and he immediately spent all his money.
That's amazing.
All of somebody's money.
We got to get him to come to Levity, man. That is awesome.
Yeah,
Kevin, we would encourage everybody watching and listening to our show to download a copy of The Queen's Way by Kevin,
on Amazon ebooks,
Christopher, and if you wouldn't mind, page through it. And if you notice any mistakes, get in touch with Kevin. That's fantastic. I love that.
Your name wrong on page 2.
Yeah. Just put edited by Manolis Zontanos on the back, and then everyone will go, oh.
Okay. All right, that's why it's written in crayon.
All right, listen, we got to play our game here. This is Friday at 4:20, and we got our panel assembled. As you can see, if you're watching at home, I've got my stolen Bell Media envelopes that I took from my previous employer. And we have 12 topics, 12 random topics, Kevin. We will select a random topic for you, and I'm just going to pull an envelope out. Topic number 10. Boom. This is Kevin's first topic on Friday at 4:20. Kevin, this question for you, my friend. Have you ever been fired?
Have I ever not been fired? What kind of question is that? That's how I leave my jobs. I'm like, something's weird, man. I've been here 2 years now. You guys haven't given me my official walk-in papers. What's going on? You don't like me? Like, what's going on here? Yes, I'm always fired, man. That's how I say goodbye. I've never given my 2 weeks notice. I've never done that.
Never.
I remember I seen one, somebody gave their 2 weeks notice, and I was like, what is that? What do you mean by 2 weeks notice?
Never seen that before.
That's
crazy. Kevin, talk to me a little bit while we're on this topic of jobs, though. Kind of every boy's dream is to grow up and be a DJ at a strip club.
Yeah.
How do you get that gig, man?
I got tricked into it. So I did a comedy show. I did a comedy show at a strip club by this guy named Jay Vegas. It was called the Triple X Comedy Show. And then I went there and I was hanging out. I was like, wow, this is fun. I go, this is what you do for a living? He goes, yeah. And we started hanging out and stuff like that. And I kind of got used to it, right? I was like, okay, this is cool. And then after that, a while later, I went on Craigslist and I answered an ad. I wasn't getting any bookings for comedy. So I answered an ad that said, Club MC. So I was thinking regular dance club, like people just dancing, having fun, and just a guy to be on the mic and being like, hey, everybody partying, blah, blah, blah. And then I wrote, I sent them my resume. I'm like, I could do this job, whatever. I sent them my resume, all professional. And then the reply came back, CUM, come see me at the club. And I was like, come see me at the club. So I looked at the address and I was like, oh, it's fucking strip club. I go in there and man, and I just said, give me the mic. And I just went in.
How long did you do that for? Did you get fired from that job?
No. Okay. Listen, I fired myself. This is the only job that I have had to fire myself multiple times from. You know what I mean? This is what happened the first time. The first time I fired myself, I was partying. And when I'm in there, I'm partying hard. Before I got there, guys were sleeping. Guys were like this sleeping, and girls are like butt naked, just like, why is he sleeping? So I got in there and I was like, wake up, everybody. And I was just talking the whole night. And then some people started coming back to the club. One guy came and he would sit in the far corner and he would rope off like his own section and order bottles and had a security guard, and no girls could come and talk to him. And he goes, hey, send that guy over to me, the guy on the mic. So I go over to him. I'm hanging out. He's giving me drinks and stuff like that. We're drinking together. I give him the mic and he goes, hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? He goes, oh, man. And you could tell this guy came for money. So I was like, okay, cool. Then he goes like this. To cut a long story short, but he goes like this to me. He goes, hey, how much for that girl over there, the waitress? And I'm like, the waitress over there? And I'm like, I don't know, man. There's a whole bunch of hoes around here. Why the fuck you want the waitress for, right? It's her first day working. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll find out. So I walk around the club and I go, so no, he goes like this. He goes, you know what, bro? If you can get her to, come home with me tonight, I'll give you 10 grand. If you tell her 10 grand, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, 10 grand. So I go, okay. So I go over to the girl, right? And I'm like, hey, man, I know it's your first day. I know you're hanging out. How you like it here? And she's like, yeah, I like it. It's great. And then,
my God.
She goes like this. Wait, watch. She goes, I go, so listen, I mean, all these girls, they're pretty much hoes in this place, right? I'm like, eventually waitresses become dancers and stuff like that. And I said, how much would you want to go home with that guy over there, maybe in the corner? She goes, no, I would never do that. I would never. And I'm like, I know you would never. I know, right? Morals and shit. I go, but give me a number. Like, say, just throw out a number. And she goes, it would have to be something high, like $800.
Then what happens?
I go like this. So I go, you know what? I think I might be able to get you 1,000. Maybe. If you play your cards right, maybe. And then, so I'm tripping out. I go in the washroom. I'm talking to myself in the mirror like Eminem. I'm like, dun, 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 dun. You're going to do this. You're going to lose yourself in the moment. You own it. Right? And I'm like, okay. So I call my buddy, Jay Vegas, who's a dancer, a strip club DJ at another club. And I go, man, I'm about to be rich. I'm about to make $9,000, right? And he goes, I tell him the whole story. And he goes, bro, don't do that deal.
Why?
Don't do that deal. I go, why? What's wrong with you, bro? You jealous. You jealous. I knew it. You're jealous of me. And he goes, no, guy, that's a cop. And I was like, oh. He goes, that's trafficking, bro. That's sex trafficking. So I hung up the phone and walked out the club and got in my car and I drove home. And the manager was like, "Hey, where you going? Where you going, bro?"
Yeah.
And I quit for 2 weeks after that. I quit for 2 weeks.
Like, I don't want to be caught there,
Yeah.
man.
You
They're
got
like,
back. Did you come back
they're
and
like,
saw the
"Come back."
girl? She's like,
I'm coming back.
she goes, "Oh my God, you're not gonna believe what happened 2 weeks ago. I made $10,000."
Yeah. No, I was gonna say you're gonna go back and Jay Vegas will all of a sudden have 10 G's.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah.
He tells you not to do it to go home, and then he shows up.
No, I shit my pants, yo. I was scared shitless. I thought
That
for
is
sure
a
you're-
crazy story, man.
For
I thought
sure.
they-
How is that
I thought-
not
I
a
thought
book?
They were after me. I thought it was like me only. I was like, oh my gosh, this is how it happens. Meanwhile, everybody's selling drugs in the club, and murders in the background, in the back.
He's trying to
Yeah.
nail you.
They got people kidnapped and stuff. They want
Oh.
me. No, but
Kevin
yeah, that's
Christopher,
how I
that
fired
is
myself the first time.
that is an awesome story, and we're gonna get back to more of your awesome stories. But first, we got to go around the rest of the horn here on have you ever been fired? Now, I think, boys, we've done this. Is that a topic we recently did? I just suddenly got a deja vu. No,
It was
Manolis,
something-
what do you got?
Wasn't fired. It was something else like fired, but I forget what it was. Like I forget or
Quitting?
quit. No,
Quitting?
no, quit. It was quit.
Oh, you ever quit
The
a
job that you quit.
Quit. Yeah. That's honestly I remember.
Have you been fired, Manolis, from a
Yes.
job? Do you remember what job you were fired from?
I used to cut my neighbor's lawn. They're like right over there. You can't see it, but it's like right over
Right
there.
over there?
With
Over
their
there?
permission?
Over there? Without their
Right,
permission.
right beside the
Yeah.
hospital, right there.
Yeah.
Get out of here! Why does he keep doing this?
So this fucking asshole. I used to cut his lawn once a week at $5, right? And then one week he tried to molest me. I was 12 years old. Yeah. He invited me in his house and then offered me a Coke. And next thing you know, he's like, "You want to see a dirty movie?" And I said, "Sure," thinking like, I didn't know. Yeah, I thought it meant like Porky's or something. And he showed me a porn. And long story short, I thought I was gonna die, and I talked my way out of his basement, and he didn't fuck me, so that was good. And
Did he touch you? Did he touch you at all?
no, but he asked me if I ever masturbated, and then I said no, and then he said if would you do something for $30, which is like
Yeah.
1983.
Not even 10 grand.
Yeah, not even 10 grand. It was 1982, 83. That's a lot of that's like
Inflation.
10.
That's inflation.
That's 10 grand now. You know what I mean? It
That's
was
at
a lot
least
of money.
800 now.
Yeah, it's a lot of Star Wars toys when you're a kid. I was like, 10 grand. I mean, like 10 grand, like $30. I'm like, what the fuck does he want me to do? And I go and I said, what? I go like this. I go, what? Like I didn't know what to do, which is like stupid to say. What he goes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It was like he chickened out because I think in his defense, is probably the first time he tried to molest a child.
Right.
And
How old was he?
oh, he probably was like 50s, in his 50s at the time. I was
They're
like,
always in their 50s.
and I was like, is it?
Creeps.
And I'm
What
like,
church did he work at?
What's that?
What church did he work at?
What church?
Yeah. I don't think he ever had a job. I think his wife worked. He always had a robe on. He's the reason I never wear robes.
Oh, Jesus.
He always has a robe on and a fucking coffee cup.
Oh, that's, yeah.
So anyway, so I cut his grass and then I got out of there, and about 3 weeks later, I didn't know what to do. I got out of there. Nothing had really happened. I kept cutting this fucking guy's grass. You know, it's so weird working for a guy that tried to fuck you. You know what I mean? And then 3 weeks later, he asked me to cut his bushes, and I did. And then he paid my mom or my dad the money. So I cut his bushes, $5 for cutting the grass. He gave me $2 to cut his bushes. The bushes took me like 3 hours to cut. The lawn takes me like fucking 5 minutes to cut. I'm like, this guy's fucking me. This guy's off. Now he's trying to fuck me this way. Every way. So I fucking, and I already hated him. I go, hey man, I knocked on his door. I'm like, dude, you paid me $2 to cut your bushes. It took me like 3 hours. It takes me 5 minutes to cut your grass. You paid me $5. I think I need more money. And he gave me like another $1 or something. And he goes, I won't be needing your services anymore. I'm like, perfect. I'm like, oh, did that upset you? But you trying to fuck me, that was cool.
The 80s was the era of the short shorts. What were you wearing cutting the shorts, bro?
I was wearing short shorts.
Oh,
I was a hot kid. In his defense, I was probably like teasing him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and you were just going around cutting people's bushes.
Or was it just his lawn you were cutting?
I cut a couple other people's lawns, but they never try to fuck me. I was always upset about that. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
Patrick Coppolino, you're up next on our Truth or Tell edition of Have You Ever Been Fired?
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, last week I think I talked about how I got fired from Tim Hortons. I was only there for like 2 weeks. It was a night shift.
I knew we talked about something like that, right?
But
No,
I
you
won't.
quit.
I have another. No, I didn't. Well, I just stopped going, and then they fired me.
Right. Right.
I missed 2 shifts in a row, and they're like, "Yeah, don't come back." But the other job I got fired from, the only other job I've been fired from was I was working at a call center, and this was like 10 years ago, and it was funny because like at that job I actually like it's not a great job, but I was trying my best. It's hard to like it was a sales one. Like, you have to make sales on the phone. And it was like right before my kid was born and stuff, so it was like kind of rough losing because even the guy he knew, and he's like I don't know what to tell you, like my numbers were terrible. He's like I really don't know. He's like anyway, they wanted to hold on to me but they couldn't, and so they let me go. They fired me, but then it was funny, like I'd say like maybe almost a year later, I went back to them to try to get hired again, but when I showed up I thought I was gonna have to have a talk like, you know, hey, I know I was let go, but this and that. But as soon as I walked in, they're like, hey, Patrick. They're like, what's going on? Just told them, not much. I was like, are you guys hiring again? And they're like, yeah, well, you want to come back? Like, but they thought, I could tell that they thought I just left. So like, I literally started the next day.
That's amazing.
I got my job back there. And then I got better at the job, and then it's a weird place to work at call center. I don't know if any of you guys have worked at one, but
I've never done that. No.
There's so many people there, and the turnover is crazy. So you got like the regulars that I noticed were there. So I was working here on and off for like 2 or 3 years, and I would see like there's like a core group of them that stayed, but then there was always new people. Like every week there was new people that were there for a week and then they're gone, and then you know what I mean. So I think because of that they get confused. So it got to the point where like when I started doing comedy more, like when I first started working for Tom Green, I was just supposed to be gone for a weekend. I ended up being gone for 2 months. I came back. I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna be away for like the Friday and Monday of that week, and they're like, yeah, no problem. I booked it off, and then I just didn't come back. But I didn't call them. I didn't say anything to them for like 2 months, and then I just showed up, and they're like, hey Pat, you coming in this week? I'm like, sure. Like they just don't care.
This place is amazing.
We just need to fill seats, man. Just put somebody pick up a damn phone, right?
I'm surprised they remembered your name.
Yeah.
What was the product you were selling, or was it a myriad of products?
Well, it's tickets to like charity events.
Oh yeah.
So and then the funny
I've
full
had those
circle
guys call me, right? The circus comes to town and they do it on behalf of the police department or whatever. They're like,
it's usually
and if you don't want to buy tickets for yourself, would you buy some for some underprivileged kids?
Yeah. And then I think like, you know, you buy 25 tickets, like one of them goes to a kid. Something like that. I don't know.
Underprivileged kid's gonna go by himself.
Yeah. But the whole full circle thing, you remember that show, that tour that we did at the Legion Halls?
Oh yeah.
And like
yeah.
you hosted the one? Yeah. So that's the call center. They ended up booking that whole tour for us.
That was a good tour.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and did you actually get in there and make a few calls yourself when they were booking that tour?
No.
Okay.
No. But I would walk in, like, because I'd have to meet with them to like organize some things.
And everybody would go, Patrick.
No, but they'd have like a brochure, I guess, and they had like all our pictures on it on the poster, and then like all the people that work there, they're like, oh, that's the guy, and they think like to them it's this big deal. I'm like, no. I'll be working here again in like 3 weeks. Like,
yeah, don't worry about it. You've tuned in to Friday at 420. Thank you so much for hanging out with us as we head into another weekend in the warm summertime. It's beautiful. We are so glad to have Kevin Christopher with us. Quickly, Kevin, you and Manolis have just worked on a project. So you both of you, but Kevin primarily you, because Manolis will take it down a rabbit hole. What was that project? What do you guys work on?
It's a movie that I'm working on. It's coming out in January. Right now we're just in the midst of filming it, and it's a creative project. I'm trying to get as creative as possible here. Like I said, during the pandemic, I just started writing a bunch of stuff, and so that was year one. I wrote of the pandemic. I wrote a novel. Year two, I wrote a movie, and so now, look out for that in January.
You're a very industrious fella, aren't you?
But boredom kicked in. You know what I mean? It's not even that, don't even give me that kind of credit, man. That was like, what did you guys do during the pandemic? Like, it was hard to just chill. Like, I had
We watched movies.
You watch movies.
We watched lots of movies.
All of them.
Kevin, what role does Manolis? Can you shed a little light on what Manolis does in the film?
He is a police officer that grows very affectionate towards me, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And not too affectionate, but just
he wasn't channeling an old.
I break a sweat in the police set, and he helps me out.
He wasn't channeling an old man they used to cut grass for, was he?
Maybe. I felt the old man. His hand was shaking a little bit.
He was wearing a robe.
It's called Brokeback Strip Club.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Manolis' mustache works for that role, though.
Yeah.
What did you think, Manolis? Were you pleased to help Kevin out with the little starring role there?
Yeah, I was just helping a friend out, but being part of it, I was like really impressed of like what it was. I can tell what he was doing with it and where it was going. I'm like, yeah, I could see this being on like Amazon or Netflix or whatever he's trying to get it on. But I think I can see the potential. He's always awesome. Kev's always had hustle and game. So
how
checks in the mail.
He checks in the mail. Kevin, how far along are you? Is it almost done or is it?
It's about 80% done.
Okay.
Shooting. And then after that, we got to put music to it and put all the credits at the end, and then we get to work on the marketing and stuff like that. It should be done by September, definitely filming. And then, yeah.
Do we have a working title?
The working title is Power of Babel, but I'll tell you the initials for the actual title, because the actual title is the selling point. It's a real huge selling point. Like,
okay.
Manolis, you've seen the concept that I'm gonna use to sell it, but the title is bigger than that concept. So the initials for the concept is MFP. So that's and when it comes out, you'll be like, oh, MFP. Okay, I get it.
Oh, MFP.
It's very big. It's very big. And
well, you know what? We'll keep an eye out for it. And when things are ready, when it gets ready to hit somewhere or be shown anywhere or be available, then we're going to get you to come back on our show here, and you can hype it a little more and let us know. Right. You let us in on what MFP stands for.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll definitely be back.
All right. This is topic number 3. This topic is for Patrick Coppolino to start, and we're going to go around the horn on this one. Patrick, are you a conspiracy theorist?
It depends on what it is. Like, I'm not one of those guys. Like, I know there's some people that are full blown like everything conspiracy, but
Power of Babel over there.
I enjoy the conversation. Like like we've gotten into the whole like the moon landing debate. Like that's always fascinated me. Yeah, that
it didn't happen. No way it happened.
So first steps on the moon. Who took that picture? Who was the cameraman?
Yeah,
the guy's taking a step, and there's a cameraman already out there. Like, who's that guy?
Just so we're clear, as the host, it was never my intention for us to settle any conspiracies.
Yeah. But
I just want to know where you kind of, is there a line? Is there something where you kind of go, yeah, some of the, I can pull some of this stuff, but I kind of have to draw the line at when it gets crazy and involves aliens or whatever.
There's got to be a word for like the in between. Like I'm not. I enjoy conspiracy theories. Like I enjoy the discussions. I like, and some of them I want to believe. Right. Like it's more interesting to believe them. But I'm not one to completely dismiss. Like I don't understand how some people are just so quick to be like, conspiracy nuts. Like they're just 100% what they're told. You know what I mean? I don't know how people's brains won't allow them to even consider the conspiracy. But yeah, I'd say I'm interested in them.
I'm kind of, you know what, and I kind of fit into the same boat as you, and maybe the other two gentlemen do as well. But the only thing I would always say is that I'm always looking at it the other way, which is I do have a problem when you ask me to suspend my belief in science. And when science doesn't hold up anymore, I'm like, okay, well, you pushed past my button there. Kevin, Christopher, what about you? Now, you obviously you're a creator, and conspiracy theorists are, if nothing else, awesome creations. So what is your point? Where do you fall on the are you a conspiracy theorist spectrum?
I'm on the side of everything is a lie. that we've been told. If you name the conspiracy, I'm on the side that says that was a lie. I don't care what it was. I just, you know what I mean? I think aliens.
That is a great answer. Everything is a lie.
Everything. That's the world is
Well, you
flat.
think there's, but you think there are aliens?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
yeah.
not a conspiracy. That's true.
That's
Like some people will say that there's not a conspiracy.
But that's what I mean. Like conspiracy theories are so broad, right? Like there's like, 9/11 was an inside job, and then there's the Justin Bieber's a lizard person. Like,
okay, well,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, we all know Justin Bieber is a lizard person, so I mean,
absolute
conspiracy theory. That's just true.
that's backed up by science.
I love Justin Bieber.
That's Canadian science 101.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone born in Stratford.
Where's he from? Where's he from? Brantford?
Stratford.
Stratford.
Everyone from there is a lizard person.
Yeah.
Listen, Manoli.
Yes.
So we got Kevin firmly ensconced in everything's a lie. We got Patrick kind of just going, if it tickles my fancy, I'll go with it. Where do you fall on the conspiracy theories? Because
I'm into it. I just, the only thing I'm in, I love it, but I just don't get in the anger of it. Like the problem was like people like that are get really into it. They're also like, this is it's bullshit. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to fuck us. It's like they get too angry and they get it takes over their lives. But at the same time, it's like when you look at something like for me, I love it when I would love it like someone believes in something happened, like 9/11 say was an inside job. I'm like I want to be like, sell me on it, tell me, convince me, or convince me that it's not. I love either way. I love either guy. I want you to tell me why the moon didn't really happen or the moon did really happen. Like I love it all. I love you trying to sway me both ways. But like for me, like something as simple as like 9/11, where like it's one of these things like, listen, I'm an idiot. I don't know a lot. I don't understand how the buildings just crumbled down like that. They said there's like dynamite in them and whatever, right? But like for me, it's like, how about that Tower 7? That's all I want you to do. Explain that one to me. Explain how a building across the street goes down that wasn't touched by anything.
Right.
So like it's when you see those little things, it's like, oh, you're being crazy. Am I? Because that's fucking crazy. That is just that you can't explain. And when the new one happened, those two buildings or the one building went down with in Florida.
Surfside condos.
Yeah. Which is tragic, right? But like right away, I heard people talking about conspiracies because there's apparently a lot of Jewish people that live in those buildings, and they were saying they were trying to be like, they blew it up. But then you wait a day, then you hear about like there was like problem with the structure, and that they were told and they didn't do anything about it. And so it looks like it probably it's a coincidence that there were a lot of Jewish people that lived there, but someone really just fucked up. So sometimes it's like, it's a slippery slope. I love watching it, but I don't want to.
I like that. I like your answer. I really like your answer. And the thing I like the most about your answer, Manolis, is the anger thing. Is that if I don't believe it, don't get angry at me.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, share your thoughts. I'd be happy to have that conversation. I'll share my thoughts, but I totally agree. It's the level of the sort of the hatred towards people who don't agree with you. It's like, no, we can. What happened to agree to disagree?
Right.
It's been thrown out the window, man.
Especially with like people in COVID, and people are like anti-vaxxers, which I again, I don't care. You believe it or don't believe it. I'm not even saying I know what the right answer is, but like sometimes these people are, it's taking over their lives. Like
you almost gotta lie to some people. You almost gotta be like, what are you? Like if they say, are you vaccinated? What are you? Be like, yeah, I'm vaccinated. Yeah, I'm vaccinated.
Yeah,
I'm not vaccinated. Oh, I'm not vaccinated either. Because some people are very like up in arms about it. They're just like they'll
be like,
they'll
be like, angry. They'll be like, you got vaccinated? I'm like, what the government's gonna kill? Like, what the government's gonna kill me? What, they're gonna help me now?
Why are you so stupid?
Friday at 4:20, our special guest is Kevin Christopher. We've got time for one more topic here, and I thought, after a heavy topic like we just went through, let's get something lighter on the table. All right, you're about to be put to death. What is your last meal going to be?
That's a lighter topic.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Holy shit.
it's all relative, Kevin. It's all relative.
Right.
Kevin, what is your last meal going to be? What would you like? Because there are many places where, I don't know if you know this, but there are many places where when they do have the death penalty, that you can have anything, right? I mean, this is your last meal. You can have anything. So what are you loading up on? I want main course, dessert, what your favorite layout spread would be if it's going to be your last meal. Kevin, you get to go first.
One answer. I want to eat my executioner. If you want to push the button, I want to eat all of you first. Whoever is the person, kill and cook that person, and I want to eat that person. and you can't kill me until I'm done eating that.
Excuse me, Warden. Could you just identify my executioner first, and then I'll tell you.
I can have anything I want.
Yeah,
now I'm a cannibal.
Is there a food group though that you would like?
What do you mean food group? Like food?
Is there? Yeah, no. Is there a food?
Not a person.
Is there, if we
still
take,
on people?
If we take your excellent answer off the table, and we say I still want to know what your favorite meal is. What's your favorite meal?
Okay. Wow, that's a good one. I would say oxtail and gravy.
What the hell is that?
It's a West Indian dish.
Really? I don't know that.
Goat.
Really?
Yeah.
It's called oxtail and gravy.
Yeah. And rice. Rice and peas, oxtail and gravy.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, flip the switch.
Right,
Wait, there's one more piece. No.
Oxtail and gravy. Excellent answer. Any dessert to wash that down with? You got a favorite sweet? Cheesecake? What kind? I'm going with all. I need all the answers here, buddy.
Just cheesecake with like a underlying bed of like dark chocolate under that, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Any kind of cheesecake, really. Cheesecake is just great all around. I haven't seen it.
I love cheesecake.
Yeah, I know cheesecake's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to that Carol Cheesecakes Factory or Carol's Cheesecake Factory?
Never heard of it.
Oh my God, that's got some good stuff.
Where is it?
Toronto. It's in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's not. Yeah, no, it's Carol's Cheesecake something or other. Anyway, I used to go there. I used to deliver cookies there, of all things, and she'd give me a different kind of cheesecake every time I went in. I was like, oh, this was the best place ever. Manoli, I don't know what crime you committed, but they're about to sing ya. What's your last meal going to be, my friend?
I'm gonna say my last meal. I only want my last meal if I can have another wish is like, so I want it to be, believe it or not, Swiss chalet.
Oh my God.
I love Swiss. Something about Swiss chalet, man. Whenever I'm feeling blue or just feel like I deserve it. When I
Nothing
feel
lifts me up like the chalet, bro.
Yeah, if I feel, I always get a second container of that dipping sauce. That just.
Oh.
Yeah, but I like whenever I'm a shitty day, that's when I go get Swiss chalet, and I feel it because I deserve it, right? But this is what I'd want. I want to get Swiss chalet, but I don't want to eat it. I want my executioner to eat it. So
what?
Then, yeah, I don't want to eat it. I want to watch him eat it because I know for the rest of his life, whenever he eats Swiss chalet, he's gonna think of me, and I'm gonna ruin. So if
you guys are messed up, man.
I'm gonna ruin Swiss chalet. There's a good chance if I like Swiss chalet, everybody does, right? He's every once in a while he's like, oh, I want Swiss. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want Swiss chalet. It's like, why? I don't want to think about Manolis game. I'm gonna ruin it.
Bankruptcy and close after that.
all I'm saying is Manolis is going, listen, the executioner has to eat the Swiss chalet, and they're going, he can't, man, because Kevin ate him.
Yeah, so, right.
He'll be eating the Swiss chalet while I'm eating him. Like, that sounded kind of.
Yeah, that sounds weird, dude. That's really weird stuff going on. Patrick Coppolino, aren't you glad I saved the best for last, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Now you're a connoisseur. You're a chef. You can actually cook some pretty nice stuff. What is it that's going to be the best thing that you could eat right before you depart Mother Earth?
Probably like force-fed asparagus and mushrooms, because they have to force feed it to me because I can't stand mushrooms, and asparagus almost instantly gives me violent diarrhea. So I want to be force-fed that, so I don't have a choice, so that I'm just like, fucking do it, kill me. I'd want to rather be dead than continue eating that meal.
That's an awesome answer.
As I don't want to eat something that I like, and then I'm gonna get all sad.
Be all
that it's
sad on
almost
your
done.
last
Yeah,
bite.
just like
Yeah.
force feed me shit
No.
I don't want, and then
Yeah.
end it.
Force feed me
Yeah.
stuff that makes me violently ill.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have
cancel the execution. They're like, he suffered enough.
yeah, someone's gonna have to clean all the diarrhea. It's gonna be
They pull back the curtain and all the witnesses are there, and you're twitching on the table already. Has it started? No, it hasn't even started yet. Step back, everybody. We haven't even started the show.
his pee stinks.
All right. Listen, we got to go around the horn, find out one last parting shot. We'll start with you, Kevin Christopher. So we've got the book, The Queen's Way, which, by the way, brilliant title, considering I understand totally the connection with the stripper and the House of Lancaster on the Queen's Way. The Queen's Way, which is kind of a chess move. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we
Is
really
it a
want.
nod to chess too? Like, isn't the Queen's Gambit? Isn't that's what the chess?
You
movie
see,
was
and I
called?
released the book just around that time too, so
Oh.
there's a hype around it.
Oh, that's awesome. So we want people to download that. That's called The Queen's Way, and it is by Kevin Christopher. So download an e-copy of that book. Super easy to find on all of the big services. What else you got, Kevin? I know you're working on the movie. Are you going to do some stand-up? Would we ever get you out to Levity out here in Hamilton?
Yeah, man, for sure, man. I got a bunch of COVID jokes I want to try out, and you know, who doesn't have a bunch of COVID jokes after 2 years of
Yeah.
2 years.
pandemic? I mean,
Pretty impactfly, man.
I'm expecting every comic to open with, "So COVID, yay? What's up with that?"
Yeah.
What's the deal?"
Are you a Twitch streamer, Kevin?
What's that?
Are you a Twitch streamer?
No, not yet. I tried it once, and then no one watched me, so I was like, "I'm not doing this again."
Oh, yeah. Just because of the gaming chair and the green screen, I thought.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm trying. See, I bought all the equipment, bought everything, and I was just like, "No one's even watching me, man. What am I
Yeah.
doing here, man?"
You're hilarious.
Well, if you try it again, Patrick will watch it. He twitches all the time in his
Yeah, I
chair
stream
there.
for 2 people all the time.
Yeah. Yes, you guys can team up. Kevin, thank you so much for doing the show, man. You're a blast to have around. Tell some great stories, and we'd love to have you back again.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. Manoli, what do you got to say to close things out, buddy? I know you had a big birthday last week. What number was that for you?
51.
51. Got a long
Yeah.
way to go before there's another big one, dude. And how did the show go at Levity? I mean, you headlined and it was all your friends.
You
there.
know,
It must have been
honestly, it
awesome.
was really good. It was awesome, and Patrick, I had a lot of fun. But my buddy Ben Miner was there, and that was a nice surprise to see him there because Patrick didn't tell me that he was going to be there, and all my friends, and I got really drunk, and then like the next day I woke up, it was so bad. I woke up like this. I was like, like it was so. I woke up, I was still drunk, and I felt like I was having a heart attack. I woke up, I had to take a Percocet to calm down. Like I was like, I had a really good time. Like, but
That's awesome.
But I will say one thing though. Patrick introduced me and said that I was his best friend, and I've been trying to get a hold of him since my birthday, and he will not. He won't accept any of my calls.
I felt so bad when you were like, I almost died. I was going to the hospital. And I realized that you had called twice in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
that's not
God.
even what I talk about. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking like, I can't, I have no one, like I could be dying and no one's going to help me.
That's your best friend there.
Yeah. But I'm like, yeah, thanks, Pat. Thanks for like saying I'm your best friend and not accepting any of my calls this week.
Well,
I'm gonna call you after this, so you better fucking answer me.
I know. I got to call Caddy.
It's fascinating because I wanted to come to your birthday party, Manolis, because you and I are so tight. We're, I love you, man, like a brother. And
We are.
But I talked to my life coach and my mentor, Patrick, and he said, "Don't go.
Don't, it's off. The show's off.
Yeah, show's off. Don't go. You don't want to be
It's a
there.
bad decision for you.
So, yeah, don't do that." Listen, Patrick Coppolino, so cool to have Levity open again. What a great way to kick it off with Manolis's birthday. Of course, this Wednesday night is my birthday, so
You got to come down.
hey!
Is it really?
Yes,
it?
it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, come down.
No,
Tomorrow.
I can't. No,
What?
I'm busy. I threw my back out. I got lots of stuff. going
I can fix your back,
have
Mike. I
people-
can fix it.
I have people who love me. So Patrick, you got Wednesdays going. So
Yep.
we're good now, right? Every Wednesday, people can
Every
count on
Wednesday.
going to Levity. You got to get the tickets ahead of time.
Yeah, every Wednesday's amateur night. Yeah, get your tickets because it's limited seating, and also like they're going fast. Like we've already sold a bunch of tickets for the next 3 weeks. So
Okay, awesome.
and the weekends are going to be starting up soon, and also Simpsons Trivia starting up again in September, and that was always a great turnout. So go to levitycomedyclub.com. We've got a bunch of other shows in the works as well. So
What's our capacity right now at Levity?
it's about 65, 70.
Okay. Is that
Yeah.
50% or?
That's a little less than 50%, but we got to keep them spaced out still too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. Well, please go to levitycomedyclub.com, find out all about what shows are coming up. Get your tickets ahead of time. And as usual, Patrick will keep us up to date on what's happening there. Guys, great show. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Manolis, Patrick, Kevin, great to meet you and a lot of fun. And until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days, thank you for watching. Thank you for downloading the show. And have an awesome weekend.
Woo!